Hi! Today we are making minions! Are you excited? These minions are well loved. I made them for my kids 5 years ago. And it seems like every single year since then I have been tasked with making minions for cousins and as gifts. I've made minions for school barbecues. The auction for school barbecues, I've made tons and tons of minions. I've made minion hats. I've even made a Saskatchewan Rough Riders football minion. You gotta check that out. I'll put a picture. And so we are going to make them. I will show you the finished product very slowly, step by step, and give you lots of options for colors, for sizes. I have even made the purple minions from Despicable Me too. I don't know where that one is. I will bring it and show you guys that anyway. So join us, won't you? Hello and welcome to another Mumsy video. Today we are making minions. And as promised, I'll show you the purple guy too. So I'm going to go through the supplies that we need. If you're making a traditional minion, you're going to need yellow fleece and blue fleece for the overalls. You'll also need a tad bit of gray. I usually use scraps of this was Giraffe's pants that I cut into shorts, and I just saved the ends. You can also use anything that doesn't fray. I have a little bit of this gray sort of velvet stuff that I used for our car seat covers. That works as well. Those are for the goggles. And black. This will be for the gloves and the front pocket part and the band around the goggles. Also, you can, not featured here, you could use some yarn, black yarn, or the fleece to make the hair. Also, you will need thread and a sewing machine or hand sew. A lot of the time we hand sew certain aspects of the minions on, like the facial features. I tend like the teeth on the little purple guy and the mouth and the eyes. I sometimes hand sew on. So you'll need a needle and thread for that. You'll also need a big bag of stuffing. I didn't want to haul up a big bag of stuffing for you, but you'll need that to stuff the minions. And then you're probably wondering why I have a Slurpee cup here, why you need a Slurpee cup lid or something. You could use a roll of duct tape, anything round. I use that to measure goggles. You could also use little measuring cups, work really well because they're every size, and then you can pick which size depending on how big you want to make your minion as to how big the goggles will be. Also a bigger circle, like a margarine container, just to measure around the head piece and the bottom piece, just as measuring. And I will, in a later video, I think this is going to be 2 or 3 parts because making minions is time consuming and I don't want the videos to be an hour long. So there will be a pattern on my website that I will link to in the description, which will have just the outline of the hand for you guys. And I will also put on, what else was I gonna do? The feet. That's right. I was going to do the feet because there is a certain shape to the feet and the legs, and I will put the pattern up for that as well. So you can click on the link and download and print out a pattern for that. So we're going to get started with cutting out the pieces we need for our minions. So I'll be back for that. Hi, I'd like to do an addition to the supply list, because once you start going on these minions, you realize that I haven't shown you all of the supplies you'll need. So I didn't say that you would need a little bit of white. It does not have to be fleece. It can be just your regular cotton. This one's a little bit of a twill. I think it's called Galaxy Twill. But any white will do, because we're going to put them behind the eyes of the minions. And you might need them for teeth, although I would use felt for that. You're also, I showed you I told you about measuring cups, but here they are. You also might need, for marking, a piece of chalk or a white crayon just to trace the circles for the goggles. And a glue stick really helps keep everything in place, and you can sew over it without gumming up your machine. So it's a really handy thing to have to keep all the various little elements in place. And also a bag of felt, which I don't have here, but I have scrap felt. We did a bob. We started a bob today, and he has green and brown eyes. So you'll need a little bit of green, a little bit of brown, maybe some blue, maybe a little bit of black or white, or whatever you want to use for the mouth and the teeth, or a tongue, or whatever. You can get so creative with their faces that you'll need the various elements for that. And you'll also need buttons. I didn't say that, but I can anticipate that it's coming up in our next video. Buttons for the tops of the overalls. So 4 for each minion, so that there's 2 in the front and 2 in the back. If you're making it for someone little, then I suggest just omitting the buttons anyway, because you don't want anything small that they can choke on if it comes off. And now we'll get into making the minions. Hi, so I got a little ahead of myself. I thought that we would have time to work a little bit on the minions today in this video, but as I was editing, I found out it was a little too long, so I'm going to leave you at just the supply list, which is actually kind of good, because that'll give you some time to collect all the things that you're going to need. But I'll give you a little sneak preview of what we are going to get up to in the next video. So here we go. See, we're going to start cutting out our minions. You can see excuse the mess on this table, my goodness. But anyway, that's what we're going to start doing, is putting a little bit of the details onto the minions. But that will be in the next video. So, like, subscribe, click the little bell. Actually, in this case, the little bell is your friend, because it will let you know when video part 2 comes out to make the minions right away as soon as it gets there. Bye bye for now.